It's a project that's sort of celebrating LGBT history.
Making more people aware of it because it's not represented very well and it's quite hidden.
Well, I think it's kind of been covered up in the history because people really haven't wanted to talk about it since they've not been allowed to.
Hello! We are the Teenage History Club here at the Ancient House Museum in Thetford. This is a video showcasing how we produced our very own exhibition about the LGBTQ+ community in our local area.
The name of our exhibition is Pride of the People, Helping History Out of the Closet. We toyed with a few names for a bit, but this is the one we all agreed was the right one.
We did this via polls on Twitter and a vote among us.
Our aim of the project is to put on an exhibition and a tour of LGBT+ community and how their history has been underrepresented so far in museums.
We tried to find out as much information as possible before starting our journey on how to research ideas, subjects, and how to find items that are related to the LGBTQ+ community. We started by meeting people that had already gone through this process.
Took a trip to Norwich to go see Freya, who told us about her personal experience, what she's doing towards the history. Freya was talking about how she's looked through the EDP archives, for example, and how she found no records whatsoever. There was mostly court records and arrest records that were found. We took a trip to London to go visit the Victoria and Albert Museum, where we met Dan Vo, who's on his own LGBTQ+ tour at the V&A, where we took the tour. We spoke to them about setting up our own tour, finding objects, how to identify them, and then we came back and we started identifying objects from our own collection here at the museum.
Dan suggested that we focus our research on items and subjects that came under 3 pillars.
The object was made or used by someone who identifies as queer. The object depicts something with queer connections or a person who identifies as queer. The object has significance or has been given significance by the queer community.
We've been looking around the museum and at panels and at paintings.
Even though we had this great advice, it's still been difficult finding information and objects from our collection. There's probably not a lot of stuff because it was so taboo in the past, that it had to be secret, so be more hidden.
To help us search within our collection, we learnt about Polari.
It's secret language that members of the LGBT+ community use or have used in the past to talk to each other and basically differentiate each other, whether they are part of the community or not.
Learning Polari meant that we had a better understanding of the LGBTQ+ community and the type of language we could search for on our internal collections management system, modes.
It's a program on the computers that allows people to search through the Norfolk records of each museum to find specific objects like we're doing for our display.
Through learning more and more about the LGBTQ+ community, our ideas and findings have changed and developed as we've progressed through the project.
It's changed that we're thinking of different ideas, things outside the box.
It has just been a good fun process
Yes.
of trying to find objects, and it's also really, really nice working with everyone else.
Yeah.
We're all so supportive of each other.
To gain more first-hand experience and stories from the LGBTQ+ community, we've conducted an oral history interview.
I think it's going to be really good because people can share their stories and we can find more about them, and it helps our research.
After researching our main subjects that will be included in our exhibition and tours, and finding objects we'll be displaying, we set about designing the main exhibition layout and presentation.
We started by identifying our space and highlighting which elements of the room and previous exhibition we wanted to use.
We finalised our subjects that we would be using and made sure we had all of the most important information for our display panels. We watched videos, read books, and asked others that knew about the subjects for information that we could use. From these decisions, we wrote the text that would be displayed on our panels.
We then had to focus on the logo and images that we would use in our exhibition and on our advertisement. We all came up with designs and then had to vote amongst the group to choose the final design that we would use.
We also designed our own interactive activity for the exhibition. This would also help with our tours.
An interactive element go in the exhibition with all the terms related to the project. Make sure everyone going around the exhibition can understand all the words that they use.
Kind of like an interactive glossary.
Taking people around and having identified possible objects, we're going to show them and explain the backstory of the object and how it could be related to the LGBTQ+ society.
To help us offer the best tools we could and help with our confidence, we invited Izzy Lawrence, a comedian, podcaster and public speaker, to the museum to give a workshop on public speaking and teach us techniques on how to present ourselves confidently and how to make our tours fun and interesting for the audience.